Hey, how's it going guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video I want to share with you all 18 fighter mercenaries. So I'm just going to read through each of these mercenaries abilities, give you guys a little bit of an insight on how powerful they are, what they can do. I've done a previous video like this to do with all 18 casters, and I will also do another one with all of the protectors in a couple of days. So the first one is Blade Master Samuro. So Samuro is a 212 orc mercenary. So his first ability reads Double Strike 1, which attacks an enemy. If he was damaged this turn, gain 1 attack and then attack it again. Now I'm not sure if the first amount of damage he takes from his first attack gives him the ability to attack again, because obviously there's debuffs on attack, so he might not take return damage on the first hit. But if he does take damage on the first hit, I assume he attacks again straight away, which is quite a powerful ability because he could deal like 5 damage. He's like one of the strong 3 mercenaries that you get. So yeah, definitely give Sam a go. His second ability is Mirror Image. You unlock the ability at level 5, and then the third ability you unlock at level 15, I believe. So just bear that in mind when you choose your party at the start of the game. So you got choose an enemy, summon a copy of this merc, attack it, and it dies at the end of the turn. It's quite an interesting one to get minions off and killed. There's a couple of mercenaries that benefit from that factor. And then his third ability is Whirling Blade. It's deal 2 damage to all enemies, gain immune this turn. So we've seen immune in Hearthstone. You know, he's just not going to take any damage. It's a fairly quick speed, so it should get off and get immune. So it's a nice AoE attack that's going to protect him if he's quite low health by the time you use it. Next we have Diablo. So he's one of the pre-order mercenaries, but don't worry, you can still obtain him regardless of the pre-order. It's not just limited to a pre-order, so you can still pack this guy and get all his mercenary coins. So if you do want to play this Diablo character, then don't worry, you still can. He's a 313 demon fighter. So he reads Doom Charge. It's attack an enemy. Its ability is 1 speed slower, so a nice little disruption. All his speeds, if you know, it's a 666, which is quite funny because he is a demon. He's got Fire Stomp, which is deal 2 damage to all enemies. Repeat for each enemy that hasn't acted yet. So you would kind of need to probably speed this one up somehow in order to get that benefit. And then you got Apocalypse, which is choose an enemy to take critical damage from all rolls this turn, deal 4 damage to them. So yeah, just a nice little disruption again to give them all critical hit damage, which is nice. Next we have Illidan Stormrage. So he's a 212 Night Elf. Just bear in mind that these tribes, they're really they're good for synergizing in Hearthstone Mercenaries. You know, it's not just the factor with it being a fighter going with a protector and a caster. You know, you can mix it up, and like you can just run a night elf sort of build if you wanted to. So you've got Winged Assault, which is attack an enemy. If it's the left or rightmost enemy, then gain 1 attack. So sort of still keeping with the theme of the Outcast with Demon Hunter in standard, which is really nice to see. And you attack the left and rightmost enemies. Death Blow restores 7 health to this merc. So that's good because he gets 2 attacks off. Obviously, if you can give him an attack buff, he gets 2 attack off, plus a 7 health return if he kills one of them, which is quite nice. And these are all his level 1 abilities I'm reading. Obviously, these are going to get considerably stronger over the 5 levels that you can obtain. So they might not sound as powerful now, but in the late game when your mercenaries like in the level 20s and stuff, it's going to be a lot stronger. And then Blade Dance, which is deal damage equal to this merc's attack to 1 random enemy. So that's just you might think, why is that even a thing? And for 10 speed, it's so he doesn't take any return damage, because if you have the highlighted keyword attack, then they're going to take return damage off of the attack of the opposing mercenary. Okay, King Crush is next. Attack the lowest health enemy. Death Blow, repeat this. So if you kill the enemy, I guess, you get to attack a random enemy after. Because obviously the Death Blow is going to kill that merc, so you can't attack that merc unless it's got a reborn. If there's a reborn keyword in Mercenaries, we're not quite sure. You got gain 1 attack for each of your beasts, attacking random enemy. Okay, so that's quite nice, beast synergies. And then you've also got Devil Saw 1, which is a 6/6 beast. Have you noticed the silver little circle at the top indicates it's going to summon a minion for you. So that's going to class as a beast. So if you played that and obviously he survived, this is going to benefit off of that, giving you that plus attack. Next up is Lady Anacondria. So you've got Serpent Bite, deal 2 damage to a character. At the end of the turn, it takes 2 damage. You've got Mend Blast, restore 3 health to a character, which you can choose. If it's a beast, also give it 3 health, so that's nice. And then you got this minion attacks is always equal to its health. So a way of buffing minions that you get, notice that's a Viper, so it's going to summon a 0/3. So it's always going to be 3/3, kind of like the Light Spawn in Standard. Okay, Mutinous is next. So you got Murloc Tag, which is awesome. You got attack an enemy, death blow, gain its attack. So that's actually really good. Like, it might not sound like good, but if you queue that up, because it's a 3-speed, 9 times out of 10, especially in the early game, if you get this early, he's going to definitely get the death blow and gain attack. He's actually going to stack quite nicely. You got Gain Taunt, and this takes 1 less damage this turn, which is quite nice to avoid other mercs getting attacked. And eat your lowest health Murloc and gain 5/5. So if you pair that with a minion based Murloc character, so something that's like got 4 speed to summon a Murloc, this is going to give it 5/5, which is actually huge. Okay, Old Murkai, another Murloc. So here we go, this one might spawn stuff. So we got the Murloc tag again, 3/9 is his stats. You got attack an enemy, 1 other friendly Murloc attacks it. Okay, so you get like 2 attacks with this first ability, which is quite nice. And then you got 2 minion spawns, so you got the 4-speed one, which gives your other Murlocs 1/1, and then you also have the Giant Fin, which gives them summons a Murloc for 6/6 with Rush. So this will pair nicely with the other Murloc that we just saw. So just running a fighter Murloc build looks viable. Okay, Rutherun is next. We have attack an enemy. If you control another demon, deal 3 damage to a random enemy. So it looks like the fighters are more based on, their stats are more based on pairing with other characters. So obviously running this is you know, you can run any other, you can run 2 fighters that benefit off a demon buff, for example, with this guy, or you can like just run a demon to get the buff with this guy. So, and you got Hulking Overfiend, so this is another minion spawn. And you got Rush, Death Blow, this attacks the lowest health enemy. So if that kills something, it's going to attack again, which is quite nice with the Rush ability. Gain 1 attack, deal this merc's attack to an enemy. Okay, so this obviously is quite a low attack, so this might be quite difficult to, unless you're running demons that are going to buff stuff, or anything else that's going to buff the attack, then this is quite slow. Okay, next up is Rexxar. So Rexxar obviously is a half-orc, so I think he's the only half-orc that I've seen at the moment. I might be wrong, probably am. But yeah, keep a lookout to see if he classes as an orc, maybe try that in a couple matches. So he's got deal 2 damage if you control a beast, deal 4 damage instead, the standard kill command. You know, Animal Companion, which is choose the beast companion and summon it. So that's nice, you get to choose it, so if you need something with Rush that's going to attack before anything, I assume Rush is going to attack before, or as soon as you spawn it, you can attack with it, maybe. I'm not sure how that works. And then Explosive Shot, just the deal 4 damage to an enemy and 2 to adjacent ones. So obviously these are their low abilities. They might not seem strong at the minute, but come level 5 they will be. Rakora, so she's another free merc. I've done a video on some of the build you can try on day 1 with only free mercenaries. Feel free to check that out. It's actually quite helpful, people have been saying, so I'm glad about that. So she's got Tribal Warfare, which is attack an enemy. If you control another orc, gain +1 attack first. Whenever a friendly character attacks this turn, give it 1/2 and deal 4 damage, repeat for each other orc you have. So quite a nice free mercenary, I think. So obviously they're all going to stack up, all the speed's going to get quicker, even though this is a really fast speed. The stats can increase when this levels. Okay, next up is Surfang. So he's another orc. You got attack an enemy, give all your damaged orcs +1/+1. You got Whirlwind, deal 2 damage to an enemy and 1 damage to your characters. Okay, quite interesting, the self-harm there. And you got whenever a character takes damage, gain 1 attack, and this is a minion spawn. Okay, next up, Scab's Cutter Butter. So you've got attack an enemy, combo, deal 2 damage to it as well. So combo, obviously, if an ability is activated first prior to this, the combo is going to be active. And this is just a standard combo, so it doesn't have to be a specific ability, excuse me, that we've seen in other mercs. Your Wicked Stab, choose to deal 4, 7 or 10 damage, casts at different speeds. So imagine you highlight over that and it's going to tell you the speeds you could choose from. Your Shadow Blast, attack an enemy, then gain stealth. So I think this is the first stealth we've seen on a mercenary. So it'd be interesting to see how that's going to play out, you know, having to make your opponent do adjacent damage just to damage this guy, I guess. So positioning does matter when you summon your mercs. So having this guy in the middle is going to stop your adjacent damage. Savannah Windrunner, so this is another pre-order character, or mercenary. So she's an undead. I think it's one of the first undeads we've seen. And she reads, deal damage equal to this merc's attack. So once again, you're going to need to buff the attack of this for that to be really good. You'll gain 1 attack for each friendly character that's died this turn. So obviously she's got a self buff anyway. So if you run this in like a minion based build, obviously this is going to like benefit each other, both of these. And then you've got choose an enemy and adjacent enemy attacks it. So that's quite nice if they've started to stack something. You can try and kill off their own guys with their own guys. Next up we've got Tavish. So Tavish is a dwarf. Needs deal 3 damage. If the merc has not been damaged this turn, deal 6 instead. So that's a really slow speed. So 9 times out of 10 he probably will get damaged. But if you could speed this up somehow, then maybe that's quite viable. This is the first mercenary we've seen with secrets, I believe, as well. So the first time this merc is damaged this turn, deal 4 damage to all enemies. Obviously, they're going to see it coming. It's not going to be a secret like in Hearthstone, because they know that it's going to be 1 or 2 abilities unless you can find a new one on the treasure. And then you got the first time this merc is damaged this turn, summon a 3/5 bear with taunt. So once again, another minion spawn type ability there. Next we have Tyrion Fordham. So Tyrion is a human, 13. You got Divine Assault, attack an enemy, death blow, gain Divine Shield, quite protecting himself. Give a character 2/2 and Divine Shield, so protecting somebody else. And then set an enemy's attack to 3 this turn and attack them. So please note, that's enemy, set an enemy's attack. So you can't use this on like a 1 attacked merc that you want to buff. Has to be on an enemy you're going to hopefully try and debuff. We got Tyrande next. So she is a free mercenary again. So she is deal 4 damage to an enemy with Arcane Shot, deal 2 damage to 2 random enemies, and the next arcane ability casts twice and is permanently 1 speed faster. So she has quite a nice combo with the caster Millhouse for a turn 3 combo, but obviously you have to be rank level 15 for that combo to go off. So hopefully by that point the mercenaries you're up against aren't going to be too big, but you can definitely farm the lower levels with that cool little combo. Next up we have Warmaster Vaughn, and he is deal 4 damage to an enemy and 1 of its neighbours. So just a standard adjacent one. I imagine that would be just random if you choose the middle target. Your Fire Breath, deal 2 damage repeat for each dragon you control. And then you've got a Divine Shield Rush 10-4 dragon, which is kind of massive in stats, I think. It's got Divine Shield, so he's getting at least 2 attacks in. So he's going to take 20 damage with a 7 speed with just 1 cooldown. It's actually quite strong. And the last one we have is Valera. So Valera is a Blood Elf. She's a 2/10, and it's Eviscerate, deal 2 damage, combo, deal 6 instead. Finishing Blow, attack the lowest health enemy, combo, gain 2 attack first. So that's quite nice, go straight to 4 with that one. Phantom Knives, deal 2 damage to all enemies. Your other mercs are 1 speed faster next turn. So this is actually quite insane, because it's gonna increase all your ability speeds, and it's gonna do AoE damage. So if there's something on low health and you want to do this just to get the other guys off, so you can target something with a higher health and hit it before it hits you, this is going to be really strong, I think. Okay, and that's it for all of the fighter mercenaries. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will do a protector video very soon. Please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. doing this Mercenaries really means a lot to me, and I'm hoping the game mode is going to be a success. I'm hoping to switch it from standard, but we'll see what happens in the future. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.